The Redeemer has risen.
Hey, what's up guys, Santa Leaf here, coming back to do another video commentary, and this is going to be a double whammy for you guys. It's going to be two casts back to the past. We're going to go all the way to 1.0, much like how I did my Christmas special VOD last year, and I was going to get an FPV for you guys today, but I tried and miserably failed. And you know why, guys? I've been doing these casts, right, for the last 2 weeks, and I just realized at this very instant, just now, that I had my mouse scroll speed set to 40%. Now, I was wondering in game, what the hell's going on with me? I can't scroll the map. I just cannot get around this map now. I thought it was my fault, but as it turns out, it was my game settings, and I got used to playing on a suboptimal setting. So I need to bear in mind when I cast to switch back my settings to the way they were, because otherwise it's going to compromise my ability to play. But nevertheless, I am going to bring some VODs to you guys. I probably won't have enough time to edit a scoreboard in for this, so you're going to have to keep track of my near perfect memory of the players' names. Anyways, we're going to be on Small Town USA, which is a welcome change. I've got two casts for you today. I'm not sure how these games turned out, but I will say on game replays, these were some of the best rated 1.0 games. So expect to see some pretty sick action here, and it of course is a different patch entirely. It's a bit like Tybrim Wars. The games start up really quickly in this patch because refineries only take 20 seconds to complete. Anyways, up here in the top, we can see, playing as the GDI Vanilla faction, we can see Stoffel. So we've got Stoffel up here. I'm not sure if these guys were smurfing back in the day, but nevertheless, in the bottom left of Small Town USA, it's going to be marked of Kane. And we have chills for the marked of Kane player here. And one interesting thing of note, marked of Kane got 3 members in their squad. Unlike now, where they get 1 member if you draft it from any building. Now, I actually like this, not dropping any squad members from the Awakened. Do you know why? Because when you've only got 1 squad member, buzzers just kill those easily. And it doesn't matter how much HP or how much more armored the Awakened are, it doesn't matter because buzzers do near infinite sniper damage. So it's best having more members but a lot weaker as a squad. I think they should have made it more like a Cabal squad in effectiveness. It doesn't really matter if they're a little weaker, or a little stronger than Cabals, because they don't have nearly as good rushing options to surprise their opponent. Anyways, we've got some Awakened here. Not good micro though. I'm swore he could have gone to that building first, but yeah, Stoffel, he got that building, and he's going to be able to ward off those Awakened there. Of course, it's not nearly as a big an investment early on in this patch. And we've got Chills down here, who is going to go for triple refinery. I mean, if you go triple ref, do you risk floating money? Is that a thing here? Is he floating money? I'm not sure how this patch used to work, but I'm guessing in Tybrim Wars in 1.09 they somewhat, perfected the eco meta in that game. Harvesters though, a lot weaker in 1.0. One complaint going from Tybrim Wars to 1.09 to this game is that Harvesters were just near impossible to kill, especially the GDI ones. Nod ones are the same HP in Tybrim Wars, but when it comes to Scrin and GDI ones, they're just near impossible to kill, and that got really changed in this patch. In fact, they're even weaker than as we know them now, these Harvesters. We got a base crawl coming here for Chills. He can go for 2 upgrades. I'm assuming this could be quad turrets. No, he's going for Dozer Blaze. Wow, that upgraded really quickly. I'm not sure if the upgrade time was reduced in this patch, but nevertheless, Scorpion tanks as well are going to be out. He does have mock Scorpion tanks, and from what I know in 1.0, I know it's because on Xbox, these tanks sometimes miss. The mock Scorp tanks miss occasionally. I mean, it's more realistic, but as far as balance is concerned, that's actually a pretty huge deal, because if the opponent's units are moving, they won't be able to shoot them down. And he's going to go for these Tip Troopers, man. I swear those are freaking faster now. Holy crap. I mean, faster then. In any case, if EA nerfed them, I'd like to know why, because I don't think at any point Tip Troopers were OP. But yeah, we can see Chills down here going for the eco, the expand. He's going to go in with the orcas, take out that secret shrine, deny any more of those enlightened squads to be built. And we've got some orcas coming out here for Stoffel. He's going to go for those. He's going to take out these Scorp tanks here. No anti-air to accompany the scouting from either side. Could be better. Stoffel, he's not gone underway with an expansion just yet. Instead, he can go for a tech center, which is pretty... it's not a mean build, this, because then you had the Marv, which got you so much income. You could probably just harvest this entire field of a Marv because it got you like 75% of each crystal's value when you harvested it. That, coupled by the fact that you don't need to build infrastructure like refineries, means that it's easily worth going for the Marv over just a traditional base. You can concentrate on spamming out units while he gets the Marv out, so I'm guessing that's what he's going to do. Meanwhile, Chills up here, he's going to go with an eco. His refinery is a bit far away from that, though. He can probably place another one down. They're only $2,000, plus he gets a full Awakened squad for selling each one, which is pretty sick. How's he going to deal with this army? He's got mass Scorpion tank, mass Predator tanks here, and Orcas. Stoffel, he's going to come under, he's going to come into this base. A disruption tower does get taken out. Obelisk does come down. He's on tier 3. The stealth tanks could engage those right now. They're going to get taken out, the orcas, but he may have to retreat. In fact, does he have to retreat here? I'm guessing he does, because that can be sold for an Awakened squad. It's going to shield this Obelisk of Light anyways. He didn't fence that. And the stealth tanks are out. And I have to say, this patch is already looking better to me than 1.02. You know why? Because there's far more action going on. And from the very get-go of the game, we've seen this game heat up, and there's way more units as well, I've noticed. It kind of addresses the problems of Tiberium Wars, and what I dislike about 1.02 in Kane's Wrath as well, which is that it becomes too campy, and there's really, the openings are not very effective anymore nowadays, but these patches are really good when the meta is unknown, and I'm guessing this is no different here. This game just came out and these guys would have been experimenting a lot, doing all sorts of crazy things. But yeah, these tanks can get destroyed. I feel that Chills is wasting far too many of these Scorpion tanks. He is over here with the stealth tanks though. He's trying to get some damage dealt. Mammoth tanks coming out for Stoffel. And does he have a Marv out in the field? Yes, he does. He's only got one real unit in that, though. But like I said, that's going to be his eco. Don't underestimate that Marv, man. He's going to be sucking that field up in no time. Stealth tank's going to take out these Predator tanks here. And the Redeemer is on the field. Oh my god, that's a really good eco for Chills. He's going to be doing just fine. He does have the Cybernetic Legs upgrade as well, so he will be able to go for Enlightened squads, and I'm curious to see how this Marv is going to do with its Tiberium here. As you can see, $350 per tib crystal, man. That's the equivalent of sucking up a blue Tiberium field nowadays. That is pretty insane. Though, as you see, it does have the tendency occasionally to bug out and not harvest, which can be costly sometimes, actually, especially when you're focused on other things and you don't notice. Stealth tanks causing problems in the back of the base. They go. Oof. That sonic emitter though is very powerful. What he can do though, if he sees this stealth tank is quite a little bit out of range, he could order the sonic emitter to focus fire, and then it would increase the range. And we got some weird gimmicky builds coming out from Chills. So he's going to go for a Reckoner with a Commander inside of it, this Marv, harvesting this entire tip field up here. And what is Stoffel going to do? He is up here with his army, but he's up against a fully saturated Nod field here. And the Redeemer is out on the field as well, I think. Yeah, he does have that there. No garrisons inside of it. He could probably come down here with a few Enlightened squads, empt that Marv, and deny the base. The Commander will get destroyed here, but maybe not, because... Oh my god, he does take it out. So nice work there for Stoffel. That could have been devastating if he didn't spot that. Of course, he did spend $3,000 on the cloak to cloak that, so quite a sizable investment. Predator tanks coming in here, gonna get suicided in. Spectres on the field as well, so nice transitions being made here by Chills, and he just unnecessarily splashed that stank down. That's got to hurt for him. One thing to bear in mind, he does have all this tib, but once he exhausts it, that's all he has, man. Mind you, he can call in more tib with the Sea Tiberium support power that he gets, and plenty of stealth detection on the field here for Stoffel. Mind you, these sniper teams don't detect stealth while inside garrisonable structures, which is something that would have been really, really sick if they could. I mean, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm guessing that they don't detect stealth in garrisonable buildings, but yeah, he's going to come down here and do a counter-attack, and I don't think he's going to get very far in here, especially considering the fact that the mock player can always just empt this. But yeah, the Redeemer, I think it's on its way down here. It's probably got his rage gen. Remember, rage gen back in the day lasted not 10 seconds. I think it was like 10 seconds. That's why the Redeemer says count to 10. I think that's why it says that. But yeah, he's going to come in here with the Marv. The base is getting shredded to bits. There's no empt coming down on this. So yeah, this can be lethal potentially if this does get taken out. The Sonic Emitter does come down here. The Redeemer is going to get destroyed, as well as the Marv. It's all going to come down to this particular fight. Wow, what was that? The Marv just took insane splash damage. Maybe it was the bug where the Sonic Emitter does extra damage when when units are clumped up. But I don't think even Sonic Emitters do splash damage to friendly. They don't do friendly fire anymore. So I don't think that that's a thing. Now, Stoffel's in a load of trouble here. What the hell is he going to do? The Redeemer needs to get taken out. He's got no income. He's long leeching Tiberium on the right side. Sniper team's going to reveal this Redeemer. So even though it's stealthed, it's not a big deal. Shadow team's in this building here. And he's just suiciding everything in. He's not going to get this Redeemer though. And that could be it for Chills here. He's going to go... What's he going to do, man? Like, he's going back again for a Marv, but he's got nothing really at his base. He's up against all this here. It's just gonna, it's all over for him really, and that could have been made a lot easier for Chills if he had gone for a few Awakened squads, just empt. But nevertheless, he's got these stealth tanks still. He's gonna get some repairs for his Redeemer. Could garrison that with a few engineers, specters as well. Maybe he could use the shadow teams in conjunction with those. Get the specter to shoot this base from afar. Orca's going to take out these harvesters. Look how much damage those do. I'm failing to see where this is going to go turn around for, what's his name? Stoffel. He needs to make some sick moves here work. But yeah, Stoffel, man, what's he going to do? He's got these two Orcas. That's all he has to his name. I'm not sure. I mean, it's going to be one of the greatest comebacks of all time if he can turn this one around, but I'm just not seeing it, man. And as you can see, Reckoners do get Dozer Blades on them. That's something that I always fail to remember, and it does make them a little more durable in the late game. Not sure if it's worth going for fast tech Dozer Blades just for the Reckoners. I mean, maybe it is, so you can deploy Reckoners that are upgraded in your opponent's base rather than go for flame tanks. You just upgrade Dozer Blades and go for a Reckoner only strategy with rocket squads. Because remember, these do get benefit from the upgrade. Commando does come in. He's going to take out all those buildings there. There's nothing really to do with this. It is stealthed while standing still though, this Commando, so he should be able to take this out. Unfortunately not though. Does he have AP ammo? No, he doesn't, so that was just killed there. What is Stoffel going to do? How is he going to make this work? The Marv is going to make its way down to the bottom. He does manage to squeeze that Marv out. If he managed to harvest this field, get some Juggernauts out, potentially could make a comeback though. In this situation here, Zone Troopers may be his only option, because they do detect stealth and are a natural counter to those stealth tanks. But there are many stealth tanks in the field, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not he has enough to stop this. It doesn't look like it thus far. There is Zone Troopers here. The tech center is still alive. He does have mortars, as you can see on his tech center, so deciding to upgrade that, as well as the railguns. He does have that upgrade online. And these Orcas are as good as dead. They're not going to really do anything here. The Zone Trooper, man, they're going to get completely annihilated. Does use the cloaking field support power, so that's an expensive counter, but he's not even going to get it, man. These Zone Troopers are tearing those up to blunder. And the tip core stacks may just be enough to deal with these on their own. Another refinery does come down on this bottom field, and it may be that, what's his name, Chills, is bleeding a bit too much here, actually. Considering how refineries only cost $2,000, he is bleeding a bit here, and double refinery comes down. One clicks will definitely be on their way. And he's just going to take that MCV out there with the stealth tanks. Oh my god, did he use a one-click earlier? I'm not sure if that was the case, but yeah, the micro, it is not working out here for Chills. This is his own one and only build queue, so he needs to make sure that he doesn't lose that. Spectre's trying to shoot this down. The refinery does come down. He could get both of these refineries. That is probably going to be it for Stoffel, almost certainly. But no, he actually does get an engineer into the base. Wow, if this Redeemer goes down, then maybe he has a shot of winning. He's almost going to lose it. The zone trooper can detect that in a small radius. Another refiner does come down. Stoffel, he's making the impossible happen here. That's obviously a decoy. And man, how the hell is this happening? He just got one clicked. He's still alive though, by the skin of his teeth. Stoffel, he is still alive in this game. He does have a veteran Marv and double refinery on his expansion. He has a full freaking field of Tiberium. How's this even happening? Maybe I just don't know how to commentate 1-0 games. I'm confused right now. I'm utterly confused, right? If this was 102, you'd never see a comeback of this proportion happen. But this guy here, he's made a comeback of the century, and I can see why this replay got so much fame as it did. And wow, I'm freaking lost for words right now, guys. Another Commando Reckoner on the field here for, what's his name? Chills. It is stealth once again, so I'm guessing he used the cloaking field support power, but he just used that moments ago. But for, oh man, he's gonna get this detected though. The harvesters do have chain guns on them, so yeah, he can just pull a harvester or two and, you know, deal with that commando. And the refinery is going to get destroyed here almost certainly. Can he save this ref? Yes, he can. Wow, that commando just dies in no time. Is it me or are GDI units non-upgraded with AP ammo a little stronger in this version? Because I swear commando is a little more beefed up in later patches. There was, oh my god, Tib Vane as well. That's another devastating support power. Kills 3 harvesters, also detonates Tib. So he reduced the amount of Tiberium available for Stoffel to harvest. More one-clicks coming down, but he's the one with the army now. There's 2 stealth tanks on the field. Another Redeemer likely going to be out soon. Yes, he does. Oh, actually, no, he still has that out, but he hasn't garrisoned it up with engineers. So not the highest level gameplay in the world, but nonetheless a thriller. And he did use the Tib Vapor Barn earlier, so can't finish that one off there. With that, another commando comes out. And I'd love to see more strategies with Nod that involves commandos now, but the thing is, you have to be a lot more minded with your resources in 102, just because of how expensive those refineries are. And one wrong engagement in 1.02 can be costly. It can lose you the game, but it seems in this patch there are many opportunities to come back and do these, you know, weird builds. And he's even throwing Spanish in the mix. A lot of curveballs coming out of Chills. And usually you'd expect that to work, but Stoffel, man, he's been extremely on point. He's had the stealth detection where he needs it. One Spectre, was that Spectre or are my eyes deceiving me here? Yeah, it looks like it is. Tier 3 is offline, powered down. May not remember that that's happened. Sometimes happens to me. That commando may want to watch it. The engineer, it's going to get this MCV. My god, he still has the war factory though. He needs to be wary of this though. If he comes in and kills that, that's going to be it for Stoffel. Oh my god, the commando, he's not watching. He's not watching. That's all of his base, man. Oh my god, he's going to lose his production. He does have a barracks though. That's all he has. The Marv is here. The Redeemer needs to get some repairs. Where the hell's the Redeemer? Is it making its way over here? Looks like it is. There is a few units to finish off Stoffel's base. It's going to be a base trade, but can he win this? Because, oh my god, if he all he has to destroy in those is those buildings, man. That's all there are. These rocket squads trying to be built. He's going for rifle squads when he should be going for the rockets instead. The barracks will get taken out. The tier 2 is up here. And oh my god, it's going to be a base trade. 2 stealth tanks out. Oh my god, if he loses this rocket squad, that's damage that he desperately needs. He can focus this down. There's 3 buildings remaining. These are upgraded with Tib core, so this can be a problem. The Redeemer likely going to get destroyed here. And this is just going to leave Stoffel down to 1 single refinery. He's going to move some units in here. The shadow team in the garrison doing work, killing all those infantry. That may be the DPS he needs to deal with this here. MCV does get to come out again. Pitbull's here. Redeemer does get taken out. The Marv is affected by the race gen, won't be able to be ordered for a moment. There is plenty of harvesters here for Chills, but no economy. The Pitbulls will save this run refinery here. Does he have a one-click plant? No, he just lost his tier 3. He can go back for the one-clicks. And he's going to go and try and take out that refinery with his MCV. The Marv here, if he's smart, he'd move the Marv in potentially up here. Again, he only has these 3 Pitbulls, man. He has no way to produce units. He just has one single Marv. Remember, he is mock Chills here, so he can go for a barracks and continuously empt that harvester here. Looks like it's harvesting the odd crystal that's here and there. MCV is not stealthed. He didn't stealth that. He doesn't have a tier 2. He's on tier 1 strictly. There's only a handful of buildings here. There's no tip either on this field, so going for another refinery not going to be a thing. Shadow Team's being built now for Chills, and if he goes for those, that may be what he needs. He's got 4 of them on the field, and I mean, it's going to be hard though, because the Pitbulls are detecting this, and he's going to go for those here. He's going to go for those Shadow Teams once again. It's going to be a close one though. But again, he does have the counter that he needs. And am I missing anything here? Is there anything that he can... any other building that Stoffel has? I don't think he does. But yeah, he has this one engineer. Could probably take this enemy base over. The Marv will be ranking up though. And he's going to kill all those Shadow Teams here. He's moving in with the Harvesters, which will be a problem. Maybe he suspects that that's a thing. He did see the secret shrine. So, man, it's going to be hard, though. It's going to all come down to the angle, whether or not he has enough Shadow Teams as well. I'm not sure how many Shadow Teams it takes in this patch, but I swear it's like 5 or so. He's got all the Shadow Teams here. Can he kill these before it's too late? Oh, my God, man. It's all going to come down to this moment here. Can he destroy this? The MCV's coming under siege here. Oh, my God. The Marv's going to get all these buildings destroyed. Oh, my God. 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 Wow. That's a game and a half. Chills, he was so far ahead though, and he let it go to that moment. That was a heroic Marv, man. So he just needed to shoot one more time, and he had won that game. But if he had not gone for that Shadow Team move in the end, he would have definitely not been able to kill that refinery. And those commandos as well in the random reckon is definitely causing the damage there, allowing Chills to do the damage that he needs to win that base trace ultimately. And I was a bit underwhelmed by the lack of EMP, but nevertheless, what a close outcome that was. I can definitely see why it got whelped back in the day. And yeah, guys, that's going to be one of the games I'm going to cast for you, and I do have another one coming up, so yeah, stay tuned. Okay guys, Santa Leaf here, back to do game number 2 of this special edition Christmas video. Anyways, we're going to be on Classic Tournament Rift. Don't expect to see any map besides the official EA ones. We're talking 2008 here, we're talking patch 1.0, and this is going to be amongst some of the pro players back then. And on the left side, we have Optic playing as the pink GDI of some sort. He's going to be GDI. Okay, of course, it only makes sense to play GDI in this patch because of the bugs that you guys know, and I keep repeating over and over. But the TLDR is Zocom were absolute shit in the past, as well as Steel Talons. I don't think they received a single buff at all. In fact, if anything, they nerfed the hammerheads. They nerfed the Zocom hammerheads because apparently they were too fast. They were like 30% faster than as we know them now. And to be fair, that would be pretty sick because they would be faster than even bikes. Granted, they are now, but it would be even sicker then. Anyways, I haven't even finished with the player introductions because over on the right side, we can see playing as the Traveler 59, the Orange Traveler 59, we have let me just hover over this portrait again so I can see it. Joza. We've got an engineer here which will get sniped for Optic. Though not nearly as a huge deal compared to later patches where every bit of economic damage is crucial and critical in the early game. Nevertheless, we have an APC down here with another engineer. Of course, games do start off a lot quicker. Curious War Factory placement, I guess, because you'd get your APC there a little faster, but again, this harvest has to travel all the way down there. I mean, it would make sense to just send your third harvest to this blue field if you're going to do that. Neither side doing that. They're not going to send any harvests to the blue field. They're going to let this grow. It only became a thing later on in the game where players leached that. We've got an airfield coming out of Optic, so he's going to go into air as well as Predator tanks. He will have to watch out for the descents. But because of the hammerheads, because of the speed that they have, responding to infantry, gonna be not that difficult indeed. And also the Bloodhound ability in this patch was like $2,000. I swear it was a lot cheaper, or maybe even it was a sub-faction that got it cheaper. I think it was Zocom that had the $2,000 Bloodhounds. I'm not sure why they changed that, man. Like Zocom, they need to be exceptionally strong in the early game because they don't have Juggernauts. They can't really compete later on. Firehawks is really the only thing going for them. So yeah, I don't really think it would be a problem reverting that change where Bloodhounds were cheap. But of course it could sway the balance so much that nowadays you just win on the spot going for Bloodhounds. It would definitely make the rig broken as hell. And yeah, I haven't gone through this VOD without mentioning the rig once. So yeah, I failed, guys. I failed. And we've got some Seekers up here. Seekers, I think they're relatively the same as what we know them today. In Tyrone Wars, they don't have such crappy gun damage armors, so they didn't get destroyed by APCs and such. But yeah, these are not going to be really a match for the heavily armored Predator tanks here. Lightning Spike does come down to assist. And these don't have directional armor, so he can just go in if he has critical mass and even swarm these Predator tanks. He won't take more damage from the rear or from the sides, unlike the Preds, which do have that problem. Orca's out, and he's going to go for hard points as well. So getting that hard points upgrade. One thing to mention, guys, he just got the hard points upgrade as his Orcas landed, which means he doesn't need to wait for the refill. The refill does happen if you've exhausted all your rockets and you land on an airfield. And assuming you had that hard points upgrade paused earlier, if you resume it, you'll be able to fully reload instantly. You don't need to wait. Orca's gonna get countered by the Storm Riders, so yeah, Joe's he is gonna kill these no problem whatsoever. The Optic will frantically be trying to get some anti-air out, and this, as you can see, is a little higher tiered game here. Both sides have even spikes. And this guy on the right, I seen that he had an expert batch, so he is no joke. Storm Riders in mass. Of course, these do cost $1,200 for Traveler. That's how he's able to get so many of them out so quick. Very, very OP. So you can imagine Traveler now, but with cheap Storm Riders, $1,200. And they also had this Overlord's Wrath, which was the same as now, but cost-wise, but damage-wise, it would like almost kill Mammoth tanks. It was absolutely crazy. And yeah, he kills all of the harvesters up here. Man, that was devastating. And the Orcas are still around. Seekers coming into the base here. Descents do start off a little slower compared to the Scrin ones, relatively. And yeah, he's going to go back for repairs. A lot of them are damaged. And he's going to go and rebuild those because, of course, they are cheap. They're really, really good. Mecha Piece probably going to be on his mind as well. I'd like to see Optic here try and return the favor, try and get into Jose's base, do damage. But against all these Storm Riders, man, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. The Storm Riders have their sights set on the Harvesters, and a lot of them are damaged. He may have not actually sent them back to repair, so they may be losing some of them here. GDI AA, they're a little underwhelming. APCs may be able to clean these up, though. Yeah, he's going to be able to clean those up. But the damage was dealt. Seekers coming into here, they're going to take out these Predator tanks. Drone's coming down as well for the repair, and he's going to be able to overwhelm this position. He's also going to take up to tier 3, and he quite a lethal strategy that he's pulled off here, going for the Seekers as well as the Storm Riders. Seekers to deal with the anti-air that Optic can build, while the Storm Riders to kill the rest, like Predator tanks and Storm and Air. Air is rendered useless by this. Spike going to get destroyed here by the Orcas. Both players still retain the spikes. No one's bothered to leash this Tybrim here yet. Guessing because of all of the Tybrim, he's all of the action that's going on, neither side can really afford to send a Harvester there. And And man, Optic, he's really... Is that empty, that Orca? It may have been. Nice micro, though. He's going to be able to hold this, I think. What's this over here? Storm Rider's coming in once again for another round. Oh my god, this is lethal. Absolutely lethal. And Mechapedes as well with those descent segments. So yeah, everything that we've known Traveler to be back in the day as OP is manifesting itself in this game. The Pitbulls, though, will respond. We'll be able to kill these Storm Riders. There is no eco on the field, so that's really bad. And these descent segments, man, oh my god. I'd be really annoyed as Optic at the moment. He's probably fuming. He's only on 3 harvesters while his opponent is casually sitting here with 3, 6, 7, 8 harvesters. None on the blue field. He has all the maneuver room in the world to get those. Orcas, though, going to be able to counter these. Nice focus firing by Optic. There is Storm still. He's going to rebuild those. So yeah, he knows the Orca threat is still a thing. So he's going to rebuild those. $1,200. I think they were even $1,500 in the past for scrins in Tiberium Wars. But yeah, that's a major trait of Traveler 59. Definitely standing out as the best faction in this patch. I may be wrong though. The 1.0 had more time to develop in Xbox, so maybe that's not a thing there. Though they do have a population cap on Xbox, which is a big deal. Got some rockets here, which you can use the swarm on, as you see. You could probably use the mine drop here and, you know, kill those. But yeah, the APC will slowly DPS those down. Oh my god, it's painful to watch though, all those rockets dying. He's got AA here, and look, Joza, he's mined out all of his tip. He's lost all those Storm Riders. He's rebuilt all 8, and he's coming in for another round. I think he needs to make sure that his Pitbulls don't leave that base, because the Orcas will the Storm Riders will just swing in again and do even more damage. And here he is with these Storm Riders. Oh my god, he's going to find that the Orcas are not there. And he's got double AA here as well. Man, that's going to take a lot of flak, those Storm Riders. He's going to fly into it as well. He's going to kill all of these harvesters, or try to. He's going to get 2, but at what cost, man? He's going to lose all of his Storm Riders, but he may feel that it's worth it. Harvesters a little damaged. He does save that one, though, by the skin of his teeth, which is very good. And we've got harvesters here being destroyed for... There's still he needs to accompany those with the... Man, those, they must be near heroics. One of them's a veteran, I think, or elite. He's going to try and intercept here. And Optic, he's not really going in for an attack. He doesn't have Emp. He's got double War Factory. He's got the Hexpod out in the field with double those in it. And the elite Orca will live. So those 2 Orcas do get taken out. Plenty of Tiberium on for Optic. However, he is up against a Hexapod and Tripod. So what's he going to do here? He needs Emp grenades. He needs them now. He has Orcas. He's trying to rebuild those. I guess he could use those versus the Tripods. But yeah, there is hardly any eco for Joza. He's got double ref on this expansion. Neither side's touched this field. Pitbull's here idle. Joza, he's starving for funds. But he has the larger army. I do think he has enough to roll in. Especially with the Hexpod, he can probably build a Prodigy and lame that. But I'm not sure if people knew then that the Hexapod could be abused that way. It was really early on in the meta. And yeah, what's he going to do? He's going to come in here. He's going to use he just used that on himself. Unless he captured his... Guys. The plays. He just took his tier 2. He took his tier 3 of an APC engineer. Oh my god, that Hexapod though with the anti-air Ravager squads will make short work of those. Yeah, that's really, really painful to watch. So yeah, in the end of the day, that did kind of cost him. We didn't need to lose those Orcas. He's probably going to go back for them again. He's got tier 3 on the way. He does have that Hexapod though with a garrison inside of it. Never Harvester goes down. Not sure what that was. Maybe Orcas. But yeah, we saw those Orcas there. Maybe the APC causing harm. He's going to see that there's more Storm Riders being built. The husks need to get destroyed. He's going from out of tanks. He does have 2 tripods on heavy health. He shouldn't get those into action. He needs to get those back to repair. Is his Warp Chasm still alive? Yes, it is. He can rebuild that. He's going for an upgrade, which is upgrading extremely fast. I think Advanced Articulate is only cost $500 back then. Has that got a shock trooper inside of it? It has. Oh my god. He's going to kill those on the deck. The repair will mitigate some of that damage. But yeah, he's going to kill one Storm Rider here, I think. Yeah. And the Hexpod, he doesn't have phase available to him. Actually, he does. He just rebuilt his tier 3. He's going to crawl to this expansion. Optic, going to go for the blue field now. There is the Storm Riders still around, so that's still a threat that's present. These Orcas, though, he needs to get this husk over because he can use that to but he's getting a load of small victories. These weren't sold. The Storms, again, if they pop down to that blue field, they're going to be able to kill those Harvesters. Not sure if he is doing that, though. He has these Storm Riders. They're still about Mechapedes as well. He's going Cultists, presumably to take over the Mammoth tanks, because there is no anti-infantry here, so that's a good transition to be made. Hexapod hasn't got repaired up either. And he's going to try and take... He's actually mis-microing. He's not actually killing the Husk. If he doesn't kill this Husk, man, he's just going to get the... He's going to gift another tripod. Did he even get that first tripod? I don't think he did. But yeah, here comes the Cultist. Oh my god, he may be forced to spawn in a support power here. He's going to use that. And he can phase it, though. I'm not sure if he's going to do that, though. He does. Yeah, that's one thing to mention. Okay, these Harvesters are pretty exposed. He's going to take the Mammoth tanks over with the Cultist squad. Such a annoying thing to see happen. But yeah, he needs anti-infantry and he needs it now. He needs to go for sniper teams. That would be his quickest response to this. He needs to get the Mammoth tanks back as well. He's just going to take the Predator tank, though. And blue Tiberium is coming in. He's actually floating a lot of money here, so he can call in those support powers. The Hexpod, it needs to get healed up, needs to go for some Corruptors. Blue tip slowly being taken. The 2 spikes have been taken down here. He's actually floating 10 grand or more, so he can go for a bunch of units. The eco has all but gone for Joza. He's got 2 Storm Rider. He hasn't even gone in yet with those. He needs to rebuild an army. He needs to go back. He actually is not doing so bad for him. The Cultist, though, he needs to find a counter to those. He needs to go for Hammerheads or something. I mean, he can't afford to just keep spamming out these units and omit the infantry threat entirely. Drones support power being called in. Gonna heal that Hexpod up. He's gonna see the Storm Riders are still around. He's got many of them. He's actually got double gravity stabilizer amount of Storm Riders. He's gonna pull them to the front line because he sees the anti-air is somewhat limited here. He's gonna go for maybe, I mean, a Commando would be decent here too. He'd be able to kill the Cultist. Also, the Commando is immune to Cultist. Cultist can't capture that. And Joseph's going to slowly get his eco back up here. He did use his phase field support power, so what's his name has a chance to make a move before that's recharged again. And he's been gifted this blue Tiberium this whole while. This Harvester, however, will get taken out. These 2 Mechapedes are going to be a problem. These Orcas probably were the best counter back then to Mechas because people just fully developed dissent segments back then. But yeah, combined with the Storm Riders, that's going to be really hard to deal with. He's going infantry. Does he have upgrades on them? No, he doesn't. He needs to go for an armory, get that composite armor online. And he's going for the Orcas here. He's going to try and take those dissents out, man. Oh my god, those dissent segments. The micro is going to be good enough. He's going to take those out, and the Storm Riders will follow suit if they decide to stay around in that anti-air. May need to build some more harvesters, more refineries. He's going for a Marv here, I think. This is building way too slowly to be anything else. But yeah, the Hexpod hasn't been healed up this whole while. He's been trying to get his eco up this whole while. No shields for Traveler 59. That's one thing to mention. He does have anti-air now. He's got 3 sniper teams. He's got a Marv out. He is doing okay. He also can use this Marv to get a quick boost of Tiberium. But what's he going to do versus all these infantry? He doesn't have the armory, because those are sniper teams called in from the support power. But yeah, he's going to come in here with the tripods. Those will get taken out if he decides to stick around. The rear armor damage as well is pretty insane. And here comes the Orcas as well to take out some of these units. He's going to take out the tripods. So you can see one out in the open. That will get destroyed, and he does have the railguns upgrade as well. That's going to get destroyed, the tripod. I'm surprised he's actually making this happen, man. I'm guessing GDI had way more comeback potential back then. The sniper team's causing problems. Actually get taken out by this sniper, this buzzer squad, if they're not paying attention. Plenty of funds coming in for Optic. He also has this blue field as well to capture. And this hexapod still around. He needs to watch his sniper teams because that's his only anti-infantry option. Is he going to be able to teleport this back? He's going to get it. Again, once again, using the phase field. May just have to ignore that and go in and with his Marv exclusively. There is a cultist squad there. He can take that out with his snipers. What's he building to follow up? He's going for more orcas, more pit bulls. He just seems to be omitting this threat entirely. And these mortars upgrade on his pitbull will be able to deal with those quite promptly. The hexapod phase does last forever. He does take out the tier 3. And is Optic here going to make a comeback? I can't believe my eyes. How is this even possible? He took fatal damage with the Storm Rider harass. And yet he is still alive here. Very much so. He doesn't have many harvesters though. I don't think he rebuilt them. He's only got 2 harvesters. But again, he has that Marv. So he can rebuild his harvesters if he just marvests the field, because he will get $350 per tip crystal, as we seen earlier. Oh my god, he took his MCV. Optic has taken Joa's MCV, and this is all falling to bits for Joa. Does he have anything now? He has 8 Storm Riders, that's all he has, but against all this anti-air, it is futile pretty much, and that is going to be GG. So what a game, man. What a game. And I wrote Optic off in that game. I thought there's no way this guy comes back. I thought that Jose could have got more healing done on his hexapod earlier, but nevertheless, I don't know how these games turn out to be so close. I imagined it to be over, but no, apparently Optic shown that he is a capable player, and his micro is really, really good. We've seen by the focus firing with his Orcus that it was. Using the temporal wormhole that he captures his opponent's tier 3 and then used the temporal wormhole against his opponent. That was a sick move. But yeah, getting those orcas stuck in it, one of them which was elite, probably a bit unnecessary. I feel that he could have gone for a few hammerheads as well to, you know, do a better job versus the cultists. But yeah, calling in those sniper teams was a good move indeed. Those definitely did help him win that game. There was no prodigy, so that's something that Jose could have built. But yeah, nonetheless, what an entertaining game for me to watch. I quite enjoyed that one there. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video and this cast of these games. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas. And I probably will bring a video for the new year. But if not, then have a Happy New Year as well. Anyways, this is going to be Master Leaf. Peace out.